Yo guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. You know what time it is? Time to review our 1-1 draw against Atalanta at home. Disappointing results, knowing that we were first in the league going into this match on goal difference against Juve. And now, with only 1 point gained, that means if Juve win against Roma tomorrow, that means they go first unchallenged, which is kind of disappointing, obviously. But you know, all in all, we finished this round of Serie A. So today's match against Atalanta, that was the first round of Serie A matches completed, and we finished with 46 points, which is just amazing when you think about it. What Antonio Conte has done is nothing short of a miracle with the players at his disposal, with the injuries that we've had this season. He's just, I don't have any words for Il Comandante. My favorite man of the moment, Antonio Conte. But today I must say that he deserves some criticism. I think this was maybe his worst match since he's been at Inter. I think that is worse than the loss that we had against Juve or Barcelona, etc. Because I think the mentality and the way the team was set up was just wrong. Yes, the first 20 to 25 minutes, we were the better team. We got that goal. We created loads of chances. Lukaku and Lautaro were just like killing their back line. But as I've been saying in the past hour, play relies so much on Lautaro and Lukaku up front, those two linking up as they did for that first goal. It just relies so much heavily on them. And then in the second half especially, there was nothing. We kept launching the ball up to Lukaku. He wasn't being able to hold it up as well as he was in the first half. In the first half, he bullied Palomino, Jim City and their back line. In the second half, they seemed to get a bit more of a hold of him. And his touch a few times was letting him down. But, he was pretty much alone. Martinez was running his ass off, but I feel like sometimes he runs a bit too much, too intensely, and he kind of runs out of steam a little bit. Atalanta ended up having 63% possession, which is, I think that's the most we've ever conceded in this season. And they had 17 shots as well in total, which is a lot of shots to have away from home at the San Siro. This is one of the sort of drawbacks sometimes with Conte. He gets a little bit defensive if you call his team counter-attacking. Last week, Fabio Capello went on Sky Sports and he was, talking to Antonio, and he just made the remark that after the Napoli win that, your team counter-attacks really well. And then Conte felt almost offended by that word, counter-attacking, and he was like, no, we're a team that knows what to do with the ball. If you look at the matches, we have more of the ball. Don't call us counter-attacking, getting very defensive. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think Antonio Conte sometimes is way too touchy, way too emotional with things. He takes things very personal sometimes. When we saw like the whole Mourinho debacle when he was in the Premier League, he just needs to chill out sometimes, And his team, when we look back, they're not particularly possession-based teams. Sometimes obviously there's different matches that need different tactics, but overall, when it comes to these big matches, I'm not expecting Inter to have more of the ball because we just don't have the players, and Antonio Conte's style of football is not really built, to dominate teams with possession. It's about quick, incisive passing, try to get the ball forward as quickly as possible and try to score. Atalanta, they started off quite weakly. Ilicic was getting bullied by Bastoni. He even had to change position. He went from the right to the left-hand side, where he still didn't have much joy either. Bastoni was great up until that penalty, which I think it was a clear penalty. Unfortunately, it was just a bit of inexperience shown there by Bastoni, but you see much more experienced defenders make stupid challenges like that. He went straight in the back of Malinowski, and then Don San Samir Handanovic, Batmanovic came us to save us. That down the season, that might be one very crucial save because, with that goal, I don't think we would have been able to come back because after Antonio Conte made the substitutes in the second half, Sensi came off for Borja Valero, which many may say is puzzling. And it was for me as well because of the man that was introduced, maybe not the substitution, because Sensi, he's just coming back from injury. That was his first start finally after the injury. He had a decent first half. I liked him in the first half. Obviously, he's not at that same level that he was at the start of the season. It's going to take some time, guys. Give him a chance. And in the second half, you can see he dropped off. And he was, playing alongside Gagliardini in the middle, who was just, up and down the whole match. It's just, you know what we get. When we play Vecino, Gagliardini, I'm never going to have a match where I'm like completely satisfied with them. And it's the same today with Gagliardini, who played instead of Vecino because he was injured. And you know, he had misplaced a lot of passes and touches, and he was slow sometimes getting back. It's just, you know, not quite into quality. I think, you know, that's the position that Inter are trying to improve in. We're trying to get Eriksen, we're trying to get Vidal, Marotta, get it done, guy. We just need something in there to help out Sensi and Barella. We need a little bit more quality. Man of the match, I was going to give it to Bastoni until that penalty. Apart from Bastoni, I would say De Vrij. You know, he sent Duvan Zapata back to Colombia, send him back to Bogota, wherever he's from in Colombia. He completely dominated him physically, mentally, spiritually, and he was substituted around the 60th minute, Zapata, for Muriel. And yes, I think probably the man of the match probably has to go to De Vrij. Also shout out to Brozovic, who had a bit of an up and down match as well, but towards the end when Atalanta were really pushing us, he came trumps with a few great interceptions, tackles and passes. He almost even scored a worldie when he flicked it over the defender and hit the volley, but unfortunately he wasn't able to score. Politano came on. It's just, I like Politano. Last season he was one of our best players, but he just doesn't seem to fit in this Conte system. And he's always brought in as a substitute, but he doesn't seem to be able to make any impact because his decision making is so rushed when he's a substitute. He seems to be like sent on with like you know, the instructions or make something happen, and he'll make something happen, but not really positive, to be honest. Like, he came on, the first two things he did, he gave the ball away. You know, I can't really blame him. It's a difficult situation for him, but we had Alexis Sanchez on the bench, which I thought could have been brought in, and maybe Lautaro could have been kept on. But I also read that Alexis Sanchez was late for one of the trainings in the past couple of weeks or something, so it might have been a disciplinary thing where he's not been brought on in the last two matches, even though he's back to fitness. Every Inter fan, we're going to be Roma fans, die Roma for tomorrow. Roma, you know, they're on up and down form, but hopefully they're able to sort of pick it up. Zaniolo, I'm trusting you to have a little masterclass. Dzeko, Perotti, you know, all them guys, please, tomorrow we need you. We need you to at least draw against Juve. Please just hold them, just make anything happen, or hold them literally like Lautaro held the Atalanta player. I don't know how you got away with that. Make sure to leave a like, guys, a subscribe, it helps me out a lot. And I'll see you later. I've got a new mic, so in my next few videos you might see a lot of improvement in the sound and the light. Sorry about the setup in this episode. I had to just do what I can with the circumstances. But I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.